We saw today that plane falling out of the sky. What's next as it relates to Russia and the war in Ukraine? And like, where does this go from here?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Putin reacts and whether he takes credit for this, basically. I don't think it changes that much for the war, though. I mean, the war is going to be in a quagmire at least until the spring, at least according to experts. So I think the debate of whether we should continue to give them more money is going to continue.
You mentioned debate. This is going to come up, I would think, tonight in the Republican presidential debate, and here's why. If we could put the numbers up on the screen. Something like when asked about additional funding going forward, and Leanne, you know that this is going to be a big issue coming up here later this summer, 55% of the American public says we should not give additional funding for the war in Ukraine. 45% says yes, so that's a majority no. And when you break this down along party lines, it's something like 2/3 of Republicans say no. But there's a split here in the among the presidential candidates as to what exactly to do going forward.
There's a split among presidential candidates. There's a split among Republicans in Congress as well. And so it's absolutely kind of this defining moment right now about where the party is going to head. There's a tension in the party right now between kind of the interventionist or, you know, the more traditional Republican to be involved and then those who want to pull back. It's going to be interesting to see what the presidential candidates say tonight and what line they draw. And this is definitely bleeding over into what's happening on Capitol Hill, too.
Mike Pence and Chris Christie, Denise, have gone to Ukraine. And then you've got other Republicans. I mean, Donald Trump saying withhold congressional funding unless you look into the Bidens. That's the other side of the spectrum here. It's a wide range among the Republican Party.
Yeah, and Senator Scott has probably one of the voices on the other side of that debate, sort of holding the line because.
Well, you are a Tim Scott supporter.
Yeah, I mean,
you bring it back to Tim Scott.
I do. I mean, only because I think that like we are always talking about how there's this unholy alliance, a new axis of evil, and it's North Korea, Russia, and China. Yeah. And then we have an opportunity to shed no American blood and funnel money into a country, into a proxy war against Russia, which may be a bad word for some people, but to me, that seems like kind of a win. I mean, it seems like we're just printing money anyway under Biden. The problem is that I just think the Biden administration, and honestly, even the people who are for the war, funding this war through Ukraine, have not done a good job of selling it to the American people. And so they've just got to get better on their talking points.
Yeah, not much of a connection, and you've got to make that connection. You're spending billions of dollars of American taxpayer dollars. And the other thing is this. What is the game plan? This surge we saw started 2 or 3 months ago, and it's not gone well. And can you ultimately push Russia out past Crimea and win that war?
This is among the many questions. And at what point do you start, pulling back the money printing machine?
The risk is if you pull back the money, Russia's going to win this war. And so I think that political divide is real, but it's got to be resolved, and you've got to tell a better story as to why we should keep investing.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.